I got a question. Would you ever consider replacing your TV with a projector? Not just for like the occasional backyard, let's watch Jaws pool party that my kids do at their school every summer, but the thing that you watch football on, binge your shows on, and might even game on. And I've got a projector that might change your mind. And before I tell you everything that it can do, I'm gonna tell you what I can do for you. I'm doing this for years, I love it. Give you a chance to win $500. It is super easy. See, all you gotta do, leave a comment down below. Tell me the first movie you would watch on your brand new projector. Watch this video all the way through. Give it a thumbs up. Make sure there's a way to contact you, either in your comments or on your YouTube page. Let it run for 10 days. All the information you need will be down in the description. I think most of us probably have the same picture of projectors in our heads. The thing we've been told for years. They're dim, they're washed out, images only look good in like a pitch black basement, and fans that sound like a leaf blower next to your head. And completely forget about gaming. If you ever tried to game on a projector's playing Mario Kart, seems like you're steering a boat. It takes so long to make that turn. That's what I used to think too. And then I was invited to Berlin to IFA by XGIMI, who was nice enough to sponsor this video and show off their brand new Horizon 20 series. And I kind of walked away questioning whether TVs might finally have like a real challenger. If you don't know XGIMI, they've been quietly building a reputation as a company that actually innovates in the projector space. Now with the Horizon 20 Max in my studio, they're onto something. All right, so here's the thing about TVs, right? Once you buy, say, an 85-inch monster, that's it. You are stuck with 85 inches for however long you have that set. The Horizon 20 Max, on the other hand, gives me a 100-inch screen right out of the box, 120-inch if I feel fancy, and up to 200-inch if I have the wall space and want to go full IMAX. When I'm done, it weighs 11 pounds. I can pick it up with one hand and move it wherever I want. Try that with really any wall-mounted TV. But the feature that really separates this projector from every other one that I have ever tested and where XGIMI is leading is in lens shift. Certainly projectors are, it's in my head right now, but like toddlers. They demand the perfect spot. Too far to the left or to the right or too high or too low, your image is going to look crooked. And a lot of these projectors use digital keystone to correct it, but it makes everything softer and dimmer. The Horizon 20 Max does not do that at all. It actually has a mechanical lens shift system. The same tech you usually see on like $5,000 plus professional projectors. I can move the image up or down 120%, left or right 45%, and it stays razor sharp. There's no artifacts, no dimming, no distortion. And unlike a lot of projectors that rely on digital zoom, which just crops the image and hurts the picture quality, this one actually has a true optical zoom, which I think is crazy for projectors. You can resize the picture without sacrificing sharpness or brightness. So if that means nothing to you, like why does that matter? So think about a normal studio or normal apartment, normal home. Most people don't want to rearrange furniture just to line up a projector. With lens shift and optical zoom, you can put it on a coffee table or a shelf and still get that perfect image. If you're in an apartment, you don't need to drill any holes in the ceiling or do anything permanent. You can get a clean setup without hassle. And if you ever move furniture around or redecorate for, I don't know, better feng shui, you're not stuck. The picture adapts to your space, not the other way around. And to make this setup even easier, it's got what's called Intelligent Screen Adaptation 5.0. It's a marketing term, but that's gonna handle things like autofocus, auto keystone, optical avoidance, even wall color calibration the second that you move it. So why does this matter? Because most people, as I think, don't want to spend 10 plus minutes every time they turn on a projector fixing the picture. With ISA 5.0, it's basically plug and play. You drop it down, turn it on, put it at the wall, and it gives you the best image possible automatically. It takes away the single biggest headache that I think always made projectors just feel less convenient than TVs. Is running XGIMI's new RGB triple laser engine that pushes out 5,700 ISO lumens. For context, most projectors usually top out around 2,000 to 3,000 lumens. So this means this is legitimately usable in the daytime with the blinds open. In fact, the image behind me here, we are filming it right now at 11 o'clock in the afternoon. We have blinds open and I've got lights everywhere shining and the image still looks really good. I wanted to compare it to TVs They are measured in nits and projectors in lumens. So it's not like apples to apples, but most like mid-range TVs released in 2025 peak around 1,000, 2,000 nits. And for a projector to look good on a 100-inch screen, you generally want at least 2,500 to 3,000 lumens. So the Horizon 20 Max is blasting out 5,700, which is why I can watch it in the middle of the day without closing the blinds. This thing is so bright, you just don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about setting it up or closing the blinds. It just works. Usually projectors hate daylight like vampires. This one is Blade, except it actually got made. And those usual laser downsides, speckle and rainbow artifacts, XGIMI got certification for low speckle and low color fringing. And in my use, I didn't see any weird distractions, just again, a clean, sharp image. So on the color side, and if you're a specs nerd or nits nerd, it doesn't sound like bragging, but 110% of BT 2020 coverage, Delta E under 0.8, that means nothing to you. That means colors are accurate enough for pro level content creation. And you are getting Dolby Vision, HDR10+, IMAX Enhanced, all the formats that make movies look incredible. And if any of that sounds just like acronym soup, here's a simple version. Colors look real. Skin tones don't look cartoonish. Reds don't bleed into orange. Greens don't glow like neon. Nature documentaries feel like you're actually there, and I've been watching Marvel movies on this. They just pop in a way that pulls you in. And here's a projector really stood out to me, and this is a big one, is gaming. And projector and gaming don't usually go together. This is actually the world's first home projector with variable refresh rate support, sometimes called VRR. And that alone is a big deal because VRR means smoother gameplay and no screen tearing, something you usually only expect from TVs or dedicated gaming monitors, definitely not a projector. On top of that, input lag is down to 1 millisecond at 1080p 240 hertz. That's touching sort of basic gaming monitor territory, except now you can do it on a 100-inch screen. And this is hugely important because gaming has always been a deal breaker for projectors. Movies were fine, sports absolutely, but gaming was never fast, responsive enough to feel right. XGIMI is trying really hard to flip that script. At their demo event in Berlin, they've had Assassin's Creed up and running. They wanted you to game on it. In public, it wasn't a walled experience, it was just the game and the projector. That's the level of confidence that they had. We've tried everything on it, shooters, racing games. It just feels as responsive as a dedicated gaming monitor, just more immersive because the sheer scale. Assassin's Creed on a 120-inch screen feels closer to like a movie premiere than like a game session. On top of that, you've got gamer-specific features like black equalizer to spot enemies in dark corners, virtual crosshairs, and a picture modes tailored for different genres. And they said that more is coming through the updates. This is the first projector that I've used that makes gaming feel like an actual reason to buy it, not just an afterthought. Beyond the performance, everyday stuff is also solid. It runs Google TV, so you get native Netflix, Disney Plus, YouTube. You don't have to like sideload any apps or sketchy app stores. A lot of projectors used to have to do that. It's got 12-watt Harman Kardon speakers that sound fine. Good enough to start with. It's got a lot of ports too, good I/O, 2 HDMI, including one with eARC, plus USB 3.0, and all the basics. It also has a built-in 360-degree gimbal stand that makes setup less of a headache. The only odd miss on the I/O is that there's no USB Type-C, just USB-A, which does feel like a weird omission for a 2025 product. I also want to talk about this. The screen XGIMI sent me because this is an experience by itself. It's their collaboration with Vivid Storm. It is a 100-inch ALR floor rising screen. ALR stands for ambient light rejecting, which basically just means you still get deep contrast, even if wherever you have it set up isn't pitch black. But that's not the part that makes this epic. The way the screen appears is what makes this epic. You hit a button, and suddenly a massive 100-inch wall of screen glides up from the floor in silence. It's the kind of thing that makes people stop like mid-sentence. It feels less like turning on a TV or projector and more like unveiling something. One of those rare accessories that actually changes the vibe or the feel of the whole setup. With the projector alone, it's impressive. With the screen, it's like you just built your own private theater. you can guess, it's probably not cheap. It's $1,500, but it does transform the whole experience, something that you'll want to show off every time you use it. But obviously you don't have to use it with the Horizon 20 Max. If you do want to use the Horizon 20 Max though, it's going to cost you just under $3,000, $2,999, and that's not nothing. But you think about what you're getting. A display that can go from 100 to 200 inches with brightness and color accuracy that rival premium TVs, plus gaming chops that feel impossible for a projector. Comparable to 85-inch flagship TV is gonna be $3,000 to $4,000 and weigh as much as some small humans. The Horizon 20 Max gives you more screen, more flexibility, and the option to actually move it around when you need to. It's not perfect though. While this is great in a bright environment, dimmer is still going to be better. And you do need some space between the projector and the screen. And if you're just someone who wants to hit a power button and never think about placement or setup, a regular TV is always just gonna be easier. But for those who want the closest thing to a cinema experience in their studio or home and want a game on a screen that feels larger than life, and you like the idea of upgrading their space without bolting a massive slab of glass to a wall, this is really compelling. And again, I've been following XGIMI for years, and the Horizon 20 Max feels like their "we've arrived" moment. The lens shift makes it practical. The triple engine laser makes it bright, and the gaming features make it something I actually want to use sort of on an everyday basis. And I want to go back to the original question I asked at the beginning: would you replace your TV with a projector? After looking at this one, the answer is a very clear yes. I think for most people, would be a clear yes. The Horizon 20 Max actually feels like a real alternative to a big screen TV. Bright enough for daytime, accurate enough for movies, fast enough for gaming, three things projectors usually fail at. And for the first time, I didn't feel like I was compromising. I felt like actually upgrading. And if you're considering it, early bird pricing brings it down a few $100 too. I'll have the links down below. Makes the jump to the projector a little bit easier to justify. And if you've been waiting for a projector that could finally replace your TV, this is clearly it. But I'm curious if you would ever actually make that switch. It's a big mental switch to move from projector to television. And if you're considering it, check one of these out. Actually makes a bunch of other awesome products too, but the link will be down below if you want to learn more about any of them.